I'm Sarah from Sarah Jean Reads, and I figured that the best way to start out my brand new channel would be to make a Booktube newbie tag. Before I jump in, I kind of decided that what I want to do for my channel is for every video I want to tell you what I'm currently reading. Sometimes it may be the same book for a few videos, but if it's not, I think it's kind of cool to keep you guys updated on what I'm currently reading. Right now, what I am currently reading is Heir by Sarah J. Maas. I am going through the Throne of Glass series right now, and I absolutely love it, and I have no idea why I didn't start it earlier because it is excellent. Yeah, that's what I'm currently reading. So the Booktube newbie tag is a 10-question tag just to kind of get to know me a little bit better as a booktuber. So let's jump right in. Number 1, why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I have been hovering around the booktube community for quite a while now, actually a few years, and I actually don't want to say how long because then I feel like a super creeper, like I've just been lurking for a really long time. After kind of hanging around the community and realizing that there are not a whole lot of people in my real life that like books as much as I do, I decided to go ahead and make a channel and start doing videos so that I can connect with people who like books as much as I do and maybe start conversation. Number 2, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? Well, I don't know if I can bring anything particularly fun, but 2 things come to mind immediately. One, the fact that I am a little bit older. I am going to be 29 soon, and so although I do read a lot of young adult fiction, I also read a lot of literary fiction as well. So I think it'll be good to kind of have that older adult opinion on the books that are out there right now. But in addition to that, I actually really like zombie books. So if you ever need an opinion on a good zombie book or a good zombie series, I am definitely your girl. Number 3, what are you most excited about for this new channel? Basically, I'm just excited to get to connect with people who love books and get to talk about bookish things because, like I said earlier, I don't really have anybody in my real life that likes to talk about books as much as I do. Number 4, why do you love reading? I love reading because I just have really good memories tied to it. I know that there is a video out there kind of talking about the difference between reading because you're stressed and reading because you're not stressed. And I'm definitely the type of reader that reads because they're not stressed. So anytime I'm going through a big reading extravaganza, it's usually because I'm not stressed. I'm in a really good place, and it's a perfect opportunity to let my mind wander, let my imagination exercise itself, and I don't know, it's just always good vibes and good feelings whenever I'm reading. Number 5, what book or series got you into reading? Now, my answer for this is kind of 2-part. I originally read the Twilight series, and that kind of got me introduced back into reading around 21 or 22, and I kind of remembered that reading could be fun and not just completely related to school. I didn't really pick up my voracious appetite for reading until I ran across a quote from a John Green novel, and it happened to be a quote from Looking for Alaska. I was actually on Tumblr and I ran across the quote. It's the one about drizzle and hurricane, and I thought whoever wrote this has beautiful writing, and I would love to see what else they have out there if they have anything. And so I googled the quote and I came across Looking for Alaska and John Green, and you know, I read Looking for Alaska and I absolutely loved it, and it really kicked off that love for reading for me, and the rest is history. Number 6, what questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? What I would like to know is how the bigger booktubers keep themselves from succumbing to the pressure that I'm sure comes along with booktube, and even some of the smaller booktubers as well. I think from what I've gathered from videos that I watched is that it can be pretty easy to fall victim to the pressure of reading a lot of books per month or reading the most recent releases, but it's really easy, it seems like, to kind of feel that pressure and maybe fall victim to it. So what I would like to know is if you have fallen victim to that pressure, you know, how you dealt with it, and if you haven't, how have you kept yourself from falling victim to that pressure? Number 7, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Now, with me, it'll probably be schedule. I actually have a full-time job, obviously, and the hours that I have to work are basically the hours where there is daylight. And since I do like filming in natural light, then I feel like it's just going to be hard trying to find times to film. So I've kind of been trying to think about what I'm going to do to kind of minimize that issue or work around it. Number 8, when did you start reading? I started reading obviously when I was younger, but I really liked to write more than I liked to read when I was younger. It wasn't really until, like I said, 21 or 22 when I started picking books up again and really enjoying them and really, delving back into the world of books. And this is probably the most in-depth that I have gotten into the book world probably in my entire life, the past 4 or 5 years. So, like I said, I've always been someone that has read, but when I was younger, I was definitely more of a writer than I was a reader, which is kind of interesting if you think about it. Number 9, where do you read? I have 2 places I like to read, and they are both in my living room. I actually have a really nice recliner chair that my parents gave me, and I like to kick back in that with one blanket over my legs and the other blanket over my head, wrapped around my head and shoulders, kind of like a scarf. It's kind of interesting actually, but it's really, really cozy. And I like to curl up there with a good book and a cup of coffee, and I could read for hours and hours and hours. And the other place is actually on my couch. I have an L-shaped couch, and the corner is super cozy. I like to curl up there with a blanket, and I can look out my window, out my back porch into the woods, and it's just a really cool setting, especially on days when it's rainy. Number 10, what kind of books do you like to read? I really like young adult fiction, literary fiction. I like to listen to memoirs on audiobook. I have an Audible subscription. And I also really, really love zombie series. I love zombie books, as I've mentioned earlier. So those are basically the types of books that I really enjoy reading. Okay everybody, that is the end of my very first video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like what you saw, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.